The twin sons of Kafara cast crimson shadows across the crystalline forest as Mia crouched behind a translucent boulder, her breath forming silver mist in the frigid air. She wasn't supposed to be here, none of the human colonists were. The Varaxian hunting grounds were sacred territory, forbidden to all outsiders. But her sister was somewhere in these woods, and Mia would brave 1,000 alien hunters to bring her home. Alexander moved silently beside her, his military training evident in every calculated step. He'd been the only one willing to help when Mia reported her sister Sarah missing. The colonial administration had written it off as another foolish teenager wandering off. Alexander knew better. He'd seen the Vraxian hunting parties return with trophies that looked disturbingly humanoid. There, Alexander whispered, pointing toward a clearing ahead. Through the prismatic trees, Mia could see figures moving, tall, reptilian forms with iridescent scales that shifted colors with each movement. And between them, bound and terrified, was Sarah. Mia's heart hammered against her ribs. Her sister looked unharmed but petrified, her eyes wide as the hunters circled her like predators assessing prey. The Varaxians chittered among themselves in their clicking language, a sound that made Mia's skin crawl. "We need a plan," Alexander said, checking his plasma rifle. "There are 6 of them, and they're armed with weapons we don't fully understand." But before Mia could respond, one of the Vraxians approached Sarah, extending a clawed hand toward her face. Sarah flinched, tears streaming down her cheeks. The hunter seemed to be savoring her fear, its forked tongue tasting the air. Then something unexpected happened. A smaller figure emerged from behind the Vraxian ranks, another alien, but different. She was roughly humanoid in shape, with pale lavender skin and enormous eyes that gleamed with intelligence. She wore simple clothing and moved with hesitation, as though approaching against her better judgment. When she spoke, it was in perfect, accented English. "Please," the alien girl said softly, stepping between Sarah and the hunter. "Take me instead." The Vraxian hunter recoiled in surprise, hissing. The other hunters turned their attention to this newcomer, their body language suggesting confusion and anger. "I'm much tastier than her," the alien girl continued, her voice barely above a whisper but carrying clearly through the still forest air. She gestured to Sarah. "She's young, frightened. Her meat will be tough, bitter with fear hormones. But she touched her own chest. "I've been raised on Vraxian cuisine. My flesh will be tender, flavorful, a true delicacy." Mia's blood ran cold. This creature was offering herself as a meal to save Sarah. The casual way she discussed her own consumption was horrifying. Sarah's eyes widened as she heard the alien girl's words, understanding flooding her tear-stained face. She shook her head frantically. "No, no, don't." But the lead hunter was intrigued. He circled the alien girl, examining her with professional interest. He clicked something in Vraxian, and the girl responded in their language, her tone persuasive, almost desperate. "We have to move now," Alexander said urgently. "While they're distracted." White Mia grabbed his arm. "That girl just sacrificed herself for Sarah. We can't leave her, Mia. We can barely save your sister, no." Mia's voice was steel. "Humans don't leave people behind. Any people. That's what makes us different." Alexander stared at her for a moment, then a grim smile crossed his face. "Humanity, F******, yeah," he muttered, and began adjusting his rifle's settings. "Okay. Here's what we're going to do." The next few minutes were chaos. Alexander's first shot took out the lead hunter's weapon, the plasma bolt melting it to slag. Mia charged forward, her own rifle blazing, while Alexander laid down covering fire. The Varaxians scattered, caught completely off guard by the sudden human assault. Mia reached Sarah first, cutting her bonds with a molecular blade. "Run!" she shouted, pushing her sister toward the tree line. But Sarah didn't run. Instead, she grabbed the alien girl's hand. "Come on." The alien girl stood frozen, shock written across her delicate features. "You're saving me, Moo," Alexander roared, taking down another Vraxian as it lunged toward them. The 4 of them crashed through the crystalline forest, plasma bolts searing the air around them. The Vraxians were in pursuit, their hunting instincts fully aroused now. But Alexander had been a colonial marine before retiring to Kafara 4, and he knew these woods. He led them through narrow passages between the crystal formations, paths too small for the larger Vraxians to follow easily. They emerged at the colonial perimeter just as the sun set, the force field shimmering to life between them and their pursuers. The Varaxians stopped at the barrier, hissing their frustration before melting back into the forest. "Thank you," the alien girl gasped, collapsing to her knees. "Thank you. I don't understand. Why did you risk yourselves for me? I'm not even your species." Mia knelt beside her, placing a hand on her shoulder. That's exactly why. Humanity learned a long time ago that intelligence, consciousness, the ability to love and fear and sacrifice these things transcend species. You were willing to die for my sister, a complete stranger. How could we do any less for you? The alien girl's eyes filled with tears that sparkled like diamonds in the fading light. My name is Lysa, she whispered. I was taken from my homeworld as a child, raised by the Vraxians as livestock. I never thought I'd know kindness again. Alexander radioed for medical support while Sarah wrapped her arms around Lysa. You're safe now, Sarah promised. You're with humans now, and humans take care of their own. As the colonial security team arrived, Mia looked back at the darkening forest where the Vraxians still lurked. They would complain to the Galactic Council, demand recompense for the disruption of their hunt. But Mia didn't care. Let the galaxy see what humanity stood for. Let them witness what made humans different from predators who saw sentient beings as food. Compassion wasn't weakness, it was the strength that would carry humanity to the stars. And if anyone had a problem with that, WELL, humanity, F****, yeah,